guys, Silverplate22 here, bringing you another top 5 silvers, and today we're going to be looking at my top 5 players to play in that false 9 role. Now, what is the false 9? Well, if you don't already know, it's the 4-3-3-3 fifth variation in which you don't have a striker, and the false 9 is that centre forward position. It's open to interpretation as to sort of what you need for that role, but I guess the greatest false 9 of all time, I would personally say, is my favourite player of all time, and it's Francesco Totti. He really adapted that role in many ways, and it's sort of when you don't really have an out-and-out striker, you have a more creative player, and it's a way of sort of adapting your team around that, and I absolutely love it because I love having that sort of creative player who can then bring in, you know, the wingers from wide and also push up the centre midfielders behind him. I think it's absolutely awesome. And what do you look for in a centre forward is in a false 9 is quite tricky to put your finger on as like an actual official thing. Whereas I personally think it's you know, good pace, good shooting, good passing, decent dribbling in order to hold up the ball. But I would say that the main things are really the shooting and the ability to shoot from distance to a certain extent, as well as the passing, because it's all about that creation. Then I would say probably dribbling is the next most important thing, because as I said, holding the ball up is super important. And then pace probably after that. Because, you know, I don't think, you know, it's more of a creative role, and although you do have to burst forward a lot of the time, it's not as vital as, say, it might be on the wing or in a striking position. Anyway, these are the guys who've nearly made it. We've got Lopez, who's just a really solid player. De Boer, who I decided not to put in this list because he made my strikers list, if you haven't already checked that out. Fortunatus, who is absolutely awesome if you haven't checked him out, but I just decided he was better at cam. And Traore, who is just wicked. And anyway, as we get into number 5, it's a player who I did review, and it's one of my most watched videos, so definitely go and check that out if you haven't already. It's Diego Farias. Now, he is absolutely awesome. I don't think he's as good as some of the, you know, some people worship him as some sort of god, and I think he's very, very good, and I personally think that centre forward role is actually the best position for him. I don't really like playing him up front because I feel like he gets lost a little bit. But he's got the passing and the dribbling and the pace and the shooting to be able to really do some damage from that creative centre-forward role. He's got amazing pace, great range of passing, decent stamina, amazing balance and agility. He's got great ball control, which is fantastic. Hold the ball up well. Decent shooting, both from distance and close range. And that 4-star skill moves in case you get trapped in tight areas. Really cool card. As we get into number 4, we've got another team of the season. It's Vladimir Hernandez, another player. I think I reviewed him in the next video after Diego Farias. Vladimir Hernandez is one of my favourite players in the game. Absolutely awesome player. Amazing pace, amazing short pass, decent enough long passing, no complaints there. I would say in the false 9 role, I would probably say short pass is slightly more important, although you kind of want both. He's got 99 agility and balance, fantastic crossing, although you're not really going to get into positions in the false 9 as a crossing sort of player, but it's always nice to have just in case. Great positioning, always seems to be in a nice area and in good amount of space to pick up the ball. 99 jumping, which is really cool considering how small he is. It means he can, you know, win the ball from goal kicks and stuff like that. He's only got 3-star skill moves, which I'm a little bit disappointed with, but overall, great card. No massive complaints or anything like that. Number 3, we've got Brian Rabello, who is just a really, really cool card. He's got fantastic long shots. He's got great passing. He's got a really good sort of vision. He picks up the ball and you feel like you can make something happen almost every time you get the ball. And that's kind of really sums up what you want from this sort of false 9 player. He reminds me a lot of a sort of Silver Totti. He's not, you know, he's quick, but he's not rapid or anything like that, but he's more than capable of getting round most defenders through his awesome dribbling, and he's just a really decent card. I've used him so much on FIFA this year, and I've actually used him on previous FIFAs, but I think this card is actually my favourite version. Let me know in the comments below, have you tried Rabello? I haven't actually talked about him much on the channel, but yeah. So as we get into the next card, we have Sone Aluko. Now, I guess Aluko is a player that a lot of you guys probably thought would be at number 1, but he's just missed out to a player who I'm guess a lot of you guys will forgive me for putting this guy at number 2 when you see the number 1 player. But Aluko he's just so overpowered. He's got great passing, great finishing. He's really quick, although I don't, you know, as I said before, I don't need that speed, but it's always an absolute bonus to have it. He's got, you know, he's got that 4-star skill move and 4-star weak foot, which is really, really nice to have. And his long shots are decent as well. He looks like the sort of player who's a little bit like Moses Simon, who's just like, you know, who's who's pacey but doesn't have anything else to his game, but this guy's passing is actually on point. It's really decent. His long passing is actually not too bad either, and I would strongly recommend this guy playing at false 9. But I only beat him by number 1, and I guess a lot of you guys saw this coming, and it is Elton. Now, I've decided to go for the non-team of the season. I would love to know in the comments below, have you guys tried the team of the season Elton, and what do you think of it? Because I've tried him quite a bit now. I didn't do a review of him at the time because he was going for stupid money. It was like 500k or something stupid at the time, and I just, I just didn't really want to splash the cash, but I've tried him a lot since. And I might use him in a squad builder soon. But I feel like they kind of broke him. I feel like he doesn't play as well as his non-informed card. Now, a lot of people might disagree with that, but I just prefer this card because it's just ridiculous. It's so cheap. It's got insane dribbling, amazing passing, overpowered shooting. Everyone who's tried this card will tell you how overpowered the shooting is. Shoot from distance, shoot from close range. It's ridiculous. Fantastic free kicks. He's got the driven free kick taker trait. He's got playmaker trait, technical dribbler, 5-star skill moves, great long shots, great curve, very well rounded. Super card, and super well deserving of that centre forward false 9 number 1 card. And yeah, you know, a lot of people expected me to put Elton on as my favourite cam, but I was kind of waiting for this for me to do the false 9 because I just think he plays so amazing there, and I don't feel like anyone comes close to him in many ways. Elton is an amazing card. I know I maybe haven't given him enough love on this channel, but just know I absolutely think he is amazing card. Don't love the team of the season as much as I thought I would, but his non-inform is amazing. And I'd love to know, who is your favourite false 9 on FIFA 16? Do you like that formation, the 4-3-3-5 variation? I absolutely love it. It's one of my favourite formations. If you've enjoyed this video, please leave a like. If you want to talk, let's comment below, because that's what I'm all about on YouTube. And if you like silver content, subscribe below. Cheers, guys.